Hi, pardon me. My name is Steve Shapiro from the Valley Green Development. I come at this from a slightly different perspective. I've lived here about 5 years. I think this is the third meeting I've been to. I'd like to come to more meetings, but I've got 2 little kids at home, so it makes it really hard to do that. I do, however, check out the agenda whenever I remember to do so, to see if there's any issues going on at these meetings that I want to come to. The last 2 meetings I came to were when they were talking about doing that roundabout at North Valley Road in Sweetsford. That was of interest to me, so I came to the meeting. I thought that the Home Rule Charter required any action that the board was going to take in a given meeting to be in the agenda for that meeting. And therefore, that's why I would look at the agenda to decide whether or not I wanted to come to any given meeting. Is that not right? I mean, are the matters that the board knows it's going to address at a meeting, are they required to be in the agenda?
I'm going to refer to Mr. Hogan on that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, all of these things, and I've had discussions with many people who have called in about these various matters, and many of them have been lawyers, like Mr. Wazaki, and I simply had to respond because it's the ethical duties of the attorney for the board is we're not allowed to say, the attorneys for the board, what the discussions are with the board about these matters, the legal interpretations that go into them. So the board simply can't respond on those matters.
Okay, okay. Notwithstanding any conversations you've had, just going forward, can I anticipate, hopefully, that matters that will be discussed at a meeting will be in the agenda, so I can look ahead of time?
Mr. Shapiro, I think in the past there has been sort of some flexibility if we have this board member section on our agenda, and sometimes motions do come up. Some of them are not nearly as significant as this one, and so I don't think there's anything in our law that says for something like that we've got to put it on an advance motion, because that sort of slows down minor business. However, I think what the 3 of us said here tonight, and I'm sure my colleagues who voted against the motion last time agree, something like this should be on the agenda in advance, and we're going to make sure that happens.
Thank you, appreciate that.
All right.
Mr.
Hi, I'm Lori Elliott. 2 things. One, Hi, I'm Lori Elliott. 2 things. One, I was really personally repulsed and offended by the sidewalk to nowhere comment. After I heard that, I drove by and I saw neighborhoods and people in their cars talking to each other, and a woman shaking her rug out, and a couple of swing sets, and I thought, how dare you call this a sidewalk to nowhere? How dare you? The other thing unrelated is that I want to please ask you to go back to your executive committee, go back with your lawyer, call the bank, put it on hold. Go back, talk about all the things you can't tell us right now, and please see what you can do to reverse it, please. I'm just asking you to consider it and see what you can do to make it right. The apology was one thing, but it doesn't undo a wrong. It doesn't undo the wrong that you wronged these people out of their sidewalk, and it doesn't undo the wrong that you did to a different township by breaking the rules. So please go back, put it on hold. You don't have to cancel it, just put it on hold with the bank. Go back to your executive committee with your lawyer and undo this.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Margaret Van Arsen. I just want to make a simple request. I hope that on the next meeting of the township supervisors that this issue will be on the agenda. and in terms of revisiting and finding out what's going to happen next, and not just postponing it for more study groups and more study. I'd like to see it on the agenda and printed on the website as an agenda item.
Thank you. Other community input? Going once? One more coming up? Okay.
You know, I've been listening to everybody. My name's Marie Thibault. And what I'm hearing is something far greater than everything that's being said, and that is, I think we have a problem with trust, and I think that's really important. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Carol Clarke, and I have first an observation. It seems like members of this board were in a real hurry to undo the legal responsibilities that St. David's had in terms of doing the sidewalks. You were in such a hurry that you didn't even wait for requests to come from St. David's to get their sort of deposit, letter of credit, whatever you want to call it, back. You were in such a hurry to do it, you didn't even have time to put it on the agenda. So you were in such a hurry for that to vote, not even let the public know that that was a discussion issue for that evening. But yet, on the other hand, I hear an apology, but I don't see the energy and the speed and the commitment to fix it. There's a hurry to get this thing done that wasn't even asked for from St. David's, and yet I see no sense of urgency from the board to fix it and make sure that this doesn't happen again, and to make sure that what has been done that smacks of being illegal is fixed and done properly. An observation. Another thing is I have a question. I've heard a couple times, and I hope I'm misinterpreting it, but I've heard people talk about the role of the Planning Commission. We need to understand and rethink the role of the Planning Commission. And then seeing the actions of the Board of Supervisors going over and null and voiding plans made by the Planning Commission, I'm concerned that your discussions, you're trying to usurp and take back the responsibility that was given to the Planning Commission. And I hope that's not the case, and I hope that there's any discussions that you have with the planning commissions and the other committees that are working so hard. This township depends on the volunteers. We don't have a big management staff. We've unfortunately cut because you wanted to live up to your promises in political campaigns to not increase taxes, we're down to really lean bones in terms of our staff here. I don't see how they can take on the responsibilities that we rely upon, our volunteers and the planning and the staff and all the other wonderful committees that people work so hard and diligently on. And I'd hate to see the board want to usurp and take back control from those organizations. So please, when you have your conversations of what is the role of those organizations vis-a-vis the Board of Supervisors, please make those public and have discussions about that so the public can weigh in. Thank you.
Erdelan. I told Polly I wasn't going to talk tonight. She said, I'll see you on TV, and I said, no, I'm not going to do this. You guys really stirred up a hornet's nest, and I'm sorry you did, and I feel really sorry for you because you stirred up that hornet's nest. But now you got to fix it, okay? You got to reverse what you did. You've got to find a way to reverse it so that we, the voters, will learn to trust you again. Warren, you worked with me on a number of committees, and I trusted you a whole lot. This really hurt with that trust. Also, I think the other thing we have to do, too, is that we have a planning commission and a zoning board that works extremely well. I don't think we should mess it up. I think we should leave it alone. It worked extremely well for this township for a very, very long period of time. Don't mess it up, please. Just fix this thing. Reverse it. Find a way to do it. You can do it. I know you can. You've got enough lawyers up there. And enough lawyers can do just about anything. All right? Yeah. So please fix it. All right? And let's get rid of this damn hornet's nest that's buzzing around all our heads. All right? Thank you.